Right here in the sunshine, top of the house, everybody's kind of over that way anyway. My name's Mickey Tuck. I'm from Floyd County. I live in Silver Creek. I'm an electrician, night shift electrician at Gildan Yarns in Cedartown, Georgia. Been there for 16 years. Before that, I was at Glendale for 11 years till free trade shut us down. So y'all, in the future, y'all probably hear me talk a lot about TPP and T.E.A. and all that they're talking about coming up. So I'm very strong. I'm pro-American. I'm pro-American workers. I'm pro-American manufacturing, because I feel like manufacturing is the backbone of our country. And you know, when manufacturing went away, so did our economy. You know, and so did the poverty level increase. So I'm paying real close attention to what's going on there with the Trans-Pacific trade deal. And right now, I'll go ahead and tell you, if you haven't seen it on Facebook, I'm against the fast track. You know, that's just another step for Congress not doing its job. You know, as one reason I'm running is because I'm tired of seeing Congress not doing their job. You know, when it comes to Obamacare, you know, they had the Ryan Murray budget they could have used. They had the omnibus budget they could have used. The omnibus budget they could have used. Every one of those they could have took a stand and fought Obama on those unconstitutional ideals that he has, and stopped it right there and then. But no, you know, John Boehner and those that elected him said, well, we're going to step back and we're just going to let the courts take care of it. You know, we need some men and women in Congress that will stand up to whoever it is not doing the job. And I've been around the 14th district, and first time in Haralson County. Been through here several times. First time coming down here to meet anybody. But all over the district, people are dissatisfied because our current representative, he's not been standing up. You know, he'll come up and he's voted 50 plus times to defund Obamacare, but not once has voted on a budget to defund Obamacare. You know, we're talking about the Ryan Murray budget, the omnibus, the omnibus budget. And so, and the same thing happened with the amnesty issue. You know, they kept saying, well, we're going to stop the executive amnesty. When the budgets came up to be sure there was funding, they weak-kneed and fell out on us once again. So I promise you, when I go up there, I'm very strong-willed, I'm very strong back, I'm very stubborn. I don't believe in giving in. I believe in what's right, and I believe in doing what's right and carrying out what is right. And the feel that I'm getting from the 14th district is our current representative is not listening. He's not listening to the conservatives here in 14th district. All he's listening to is what John Boehner and the establishment up there in Washington D.C. is telling him to do. I mean, you don't get chairmanships and all that unless you're in somebody's right-hand pocket. And you know, and a lot of people are really furious. And what I want to do, I want to run because I want to give y'all hope that there's somebody that's willing to do for the 14th district what it needs to do. You may not know it or not, but the 14th district is the second most consecutive Republican district in the state of Georgia. We're 12th in the nation. And y'all just ask yourself this: do you feel like the representation that you have right now reflects that? The second most Republican and conservative district in the state, 12th in the nation. You know, we're only followed by the 9th district. They're number 1, and they're 3rd in the nation. And also, I feel like if we have a conservative, a true conservative, as I call myself, I'm a constitutional conservative, I'm a physical conservative. If we have one of those, if y'all help me get to Washington, D.C., it would grow our party even bigger, because what I hear all across the district is that, well, I don't believe in the Republican Party anymore. I'm getting out of the Republican Party because they're not standing on the Republican principles that they say that they stand on. That's limited government, low taxation, and a responsible budget. You know, and the best we've heard out of Washington, D.C. is, well, we're going to do this to be revenue neutral. You know what revenue neutral means? That means we're not cutting spending. We're robbing from Peter to pay Paul, but we're not cutting spending. So we need a fiscal conservative, a constitutional conservative that'll go up there and see that we get that push for spending to be cut, for taxes to be lowered. And you know, some of us talked earlier about just some wasteful spending in the Veterans Administration instead of being used on our veterans. You know, that's another issue. I'm a strong supporter of our military and our veterans, and you know, and I want our military to have the best equipment possible. You know, but our money should be spent on those serving and not on our defense contractors with, you know, trillion-dollar airplanes and things like that. But we need to give them the equipment that they want, that they need. But we need to be fiscal responsible, even if it comes, even in every area. You know, when we come to cutting the budget, you know, we can't leave any stone unturned. You know, whether it's, you know, in the biggest place we need to look at is entitlements. They're just completely out of control. There's people that are on, you know, that are receiving entitlements and welfare and benefits that are able working bodies, and you know, we're doing nothing to try to get there. I mean, I was even studying just even this morning about our founding fathers, you know, and they believed, because it was a Christian duty for those that were struggling, need help, to help them, you know, help them through the community and through our churches, but you were to help them in a way that it would encourage them to want to get out of that system. And the system that we currently have does not encourage anyone to want to leave. I mean, when you sit home and drop a check, you know, that's more than if you could go out and work a minimum wage job somewhere. That's not encouraging anybody to get out of the system. But I feel like one reason I'm running, not only for the fiscal responsibilities, but for our constitutional responsibilities. You know, someone is standing for our Constitution. Our founding fathers wrote the Constitution for a reason, and we've gone, you know, all these years, over 200 years on our founding fathers and their principles. You know, when you're voting against the Fourth and the Fifth Amendments, I mean, I'm tired of seeing our politicians come to town and all they want to stand on is the First and the Second Amendment and forget the rest of them. You know, they're all freedom. You know, we're for God and for guns, but you know, those aren't the only two amendments in our Constitution. You know, we got our privacies. We got for due process. You know, Tom's voted. He's done better this year, but in the past he voted for the fiscal courts, which is the secret court that the NSA prison program uses to spy on innocent American citizens. He voted for the NDAA, which is they've done land grabbing through that. And there's also indefinite detentions for Americans. That's against the Constitution. And the 14th district needs someone that can go represent them and abide by our Constitution, stand on. You know, when you go up there, you take an oath to protect and to honor the U.S. Constitution. And I don't see our representatives doing that. We need more people up there. There's a growing crowd up there now. It's small. You know, a couple years ago there were about 20, 30. Now it's getting up to around about 60 or 70 that are just, I consider, real super conservative and what I call real Republicans that are up there that are starting to take a stand and they're starting to grow. And I want to go up there and help them grow in number to do what's right for the 14th district. But in closing, I encourage you. I got information out. I got a Facebook page, Mickey Tech 2016. I give all your cards. You can feel free to call me. I'm an open book. I'll answer any questions. I will do it honestly. I won't skip around or jump around and not give you an answer like many politicians do, which I don't consider myself a politician. I'm an electrician. I'm a blue-collar worker. I'm an outsider that sees a lot of things going wrong up in D.C. Tired of the corruption, tired of the manipulation, tired of the unconstitutional laws, tired of runaway budgets. Because every one of us in here, I'm sure, has got. You just talking about you just had a new grandchild. You know, I don't want to see our debt on their shoulders. And that might mean us taking sacrifices now. I think about the Revolutionary War and the sacrifice that they took to see that we have freedom. And you know, we might have to take some lumps and some sacrifices to see that our children don't inherit our mess. And so, with that in closing, does anybody have any questions, anything they would like to